Welcome on into the G12 network. My name is Corey, and today I'm going to try to show you guys how to customize and build your own custom team in College Football Revamped for NCAA Football 14 on the Xbox 360. If you have a PC or a PS3, I highly recommend you check out Glock Zero's video. He has a fantastic tutorial up explaining how to do the PS3 PC. It's actually simpler than the Xbox, so if you have the choice, I would definitely do the PS3 PC version. I'm not going to explain as much detail in some things because I think his video does a fantastic job, and I'll have that link in the bio below. Also, when it comes to the stadium changes and stuff, Goon Master has another video I recommend you check out, and I will put that in here as well. The focus on this tutorial is to show you guys where the files are for the Xbox 360, for the logos, for the uniforms, and all those things. I'm going to have everything included in a folder, but this is kind of what we're going to go through today. So we're going to do the team logo and extract that first. Maybe make it first right away. I'll show you how I do that. And then we'll extract all the other files, including the scoreboard file. We'll do that here as well. Then we'll show you just briefly how to make a jersey, how to make the pants, how to make the helmet. This is an important part of it, the 1024 2048 that doesn't do that automatically in this TGA file. Same with the field thing. Field is not that complicated either. And then this step right here is what is really different between Xbox and PS3 PC. And we're going to dive into this pretty substantially to show you guys multiple times how to unbundle and bundle and get the right files in order to get your stuff back into the game. I want to give a big shout out to College Football Revamp, obviously, for everything they've done. Glock Zero and ZL helped me a bunch as well. So thank you to those two guys. But Cebus and Wad just coming in clutch, helping out a bunch with the Xbox stuff. So we'll get that taken care of. We'll do the scoreboard and color as well, which is one thing that is very new to Xbox. Even the PS3 people are trying to figure out how to do this. So we'll get that covered for the 360. And then the EADB editor, I'm sure a lot of you have used the EADB editor before. Maybe I'll make another video if there's videos out there already on it. I'm not going to show you how to extract your file and bring it into the game. I'm assuming you know how to do that. There's other videos out there showing how to do that. But basically, you just use Modio, and my Modio version I can put in to this folder if I haven't already. So yeah, let's get started. First things first. Let me show you kind of the files that we have together for you guys. So we're gonna go to these mod tools. Everything in this mod tool you guys are gonna have access to, except for the new imports, new exports, and processing. These are the folders I created to do this, and I recommend you do this. This is what Glock Zero does. Anytime I export something from the game, I put it in the new exports file. Anytime I make something new, like a new jersey, a new helmet, I put it in the new imports file. Once I have bundled and successfully put my stuff together and it's ready to be put back into the game, I put it in the processing file. So that's kind of how I do things. Goes boom, 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 boom. And again, we're going to be using mostly the AST editor. NOESIS is something you have to specifically use for Xbox as well as the bundler and the unbundler we'll be using quite a bit. So don't want to make you feel lost. The customs, this is where it has the field, has the jerseys, and has the helmets. And then we'll use the hex editor and the hex code instructions to get that scoreboard figured out for you guys. But let's start with the helmets first. There's two files that you're basically going to need to have access to as far as 360. So if you've done a CFB revamp, you know you have an FE2IG file and you know you have an interface file. You're going to need both of those to get all the stuff for this mod. So make sure to have those ready. Make sure to save a bunch. I did not really know how to mod before this, so anyone can do this. It just takes some time and patience to kind of work through it. You are going to want to do things step by step, and then I would recommend after you import like one jersey, go into the game and double check that the jersey was successfully added in there, and then we'll go from there. So That would be my recommendation, especially as you're just figuring things out. You're going to make mistakes. I've had the game crash on me thousands of times, so I just got to go through it and figure out what you did wrong. It's usually just one or two little things that you might have messed up. So that being said, you're going to want to open up your AST editor, and you're going to want to open up. I'm going to show you the very first time kind of what I have to do, but you want to go and you want to open up an interface file. So the original one would say QKL interface with nothing else, but as you see, these are all updated ones. I'm going to go ahead and update. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in, I don't know which one I did for, if I did one or not for these, but it doesn't really matter. So this is your interface file. Don't use any of the PS3 PC things they tell you to do. They don't match. I do want to show you, if you're curious, all the different things that are in the AST files. I did do some annotations for what I found before I found the logos. And so those are all in there. So if you want to mess with other things, they are in there. The logos and scoreboard logos are in file 122. That's the only one we really care about. But if you wanted to change some other things like the trophy or player faces or rivalry logos, all that stuff is in there, but we're going to focus on file 122. But I thought I would include that, just some of the files that I looked at when I was looking for the logos files. These are just some of the other ones that I found. So I thought I would include that. The only one we care about, though, is file 122. So you're going to go ahead, click on it, and hit extract, and then you're going to put it wherever you want. I put it where my AST interface files are located, and I put that in there, but that's just me. The reason is you're going to actually open up more files inside this file. So once you have 122 saved, you're going to go back, and now you're going to open up 122. And I'll go right here to 122, and oh, maybe not. Yeah, here you go. Here's my 122. So I already have my Anchor G1 done, but basically you'll go into here, and now here's all of your files. Now, you can't read these XPR files. In PS3 PC, you can read these because they're DDS files. They're XPR files for Xbox. And that makes things a pain because you can't see what things are. That's why we have this beautiful thing called NOESIS, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it NOESIS because that sounds cool. But you want to open up this NOESIS, and this is what you're going to actually use to see those XPR files. If you already know what file you have or want, you don't necessarily have to use it, but I'm going to tell you right now, it comes in handy to have it to double check to make sure all your stuff is right. So I can go into my interface file. I can open this puppy up. I can go into 122, and it will show me all of these files, and it'll show me all the different logos. So I'm going to be replacing Arkansas State, and that was number 6. And so you would open up number 6, and you'd want to change number 6 if you haven't changed it already. I have changed it, but this is just the base 122 file, so I don't have it saved on here. So then you want to find your logo, and then you're going to want to make sure that you extract it right here into wherever you want to put it. I would put all of these personally. If you go in and you go to I would put these in your exports in the logo section, and I would drop them in there. I've already done it, so I'm not worried about doing it again, but I would do that. Now, there are 2 logos you need. You need the first logo that is early on. So this goes all the way down, all the teams you can see right here, all the way down, Texas, etc. If you scroll all the way down a little bit further into the 300s, you get into more logos. This is where you want to find your second logo. I think Arkansas State's right here at 346. Once you find your logo again, you want to go all the way to your AST, find that logo one more time. You're going to hit it. You're going to extract it into the same spot. Get both of your logos. When you're done with both of your logos, if you go into your export files, go to your logos. Here they are. They're XPR files. Still can't open them. You can only open them on NOESIS. So keep that in mind. If you want to look at what you grabbed and made sure, you need NOESIS to do so. So that's why it's important to have that system. So you want to extract those 2 files, and then the only other file, you won't need any other files. There are a couple other little things you can do in 122 to like get logos for the cheerleaders and on the hats and things like that. But I'm not too worried about that. If you want that, I think I can find you the file. But That's not that important to the customization of the game, so I'm actually going to leave that out for now. So once you're done, you're done with this. You can go ahead and open up your FE2IG file, which is a monster of a file. I mean, this has all of your team data, and so you're going to want to open this puppy up. Let me see if I can. I'll just open up the basic one for right now, and it's going to take a second. But there's a lot of files you're going to want to grab from here. The first thing you're going to want to grab, doesn't matter what team you're doing, you want to go to 207, and you want to grab this 207 file. This 207 file is basically your scoreboard file. So go ahead and grab your 207 file and hold on to it for later. Again, you can just extract it and put it wherever you want. I think I just put it, I have that thing everywhere. But make sure you extract that 207 file. Now, depending on what team you want, that is going to depend on what you do next. So if you go to your mod tools, in here's this little link to this Google Chrome link. This is a Google Drive. It's a community Google Drive. So I'd appreciate if you find things, include them so other people don't have to look as hard. It has the fields, it has the jerseys, it has the pants, it has the socks, it has the helmets. The mismatch files, Glock 0 does a good job explaining it. But basically the CFBR team had to take slots from other schools when giving uniforms to other schools. So they basically stole slots from some schools. That's why the numbers don't always match up perfectly. I don't like messing with the mismatch files because some of them are on the DLC files. So I stay away from those. That being said, if you need to find something, make sure you know that all of them are in order. So all your jerseys are going to be together, but then they're in order by alphabet. So all your Arkansas State jerseys are going to be together, for example. But if you click on something and you open it, you take the time to download it and you open it up on NOESIS, and it's like a Western Michigan jersey, go ahead and put that AST file number down. So someone that wants wants to replace or update Western Michigan can go ahead and do so. I had all the Arkansas State ones. I found some Arkansas ones I threw in there, and that's just kind of how I did. So here are all the AST files in FE2IG that I need for Arkansas State. The only ones that actually matter for me are these three. I downloaded all of these at the time, but these all were replaced for other stuff. So 2013 ones are the only ones I need. So I need 1024, 1025, and 1026. So I would go back to my AST editor, and I'd go all the way down to 1024. And I would take my 1024, 2025, 20. So I would take these three files right here, and I would extract all of them. And I've done this multiple times, but basically you go to your mod, I go to my exports, and then this is 1024. And so I would actually personally drop in here, boom, black 1024. And then you could do 1025 and 1026 as well. And I like putting the number of what it is there, because later on it comes to help to know which ones are which. So that's 1024, that's 1025, and that's 26. You want to download all three of those files, and then you want to go to your pants, and you want to do the same thing for your pants. You want to go ahead and find your pants. Hopefully you have your pants on while you're modding this. 1933, 1934, 1935. So same thing. You're going to go down here. You're all the way to 1934, and you'll pick out yours or whatever ones you want. You'll pick out your three. Again, you'll extract them, same as you did for everything else. You'll go to your mod tools. You'll go into exports, and you'll drop them in. I make another folder for your pants just so you don't lose track of them. And I actually separate them by black and white and whatever other color, just so it makes it easier. You're going to do the same thing for your socks if you wanted to. I don't change my socks. And then also for your helmets. Again, the helmets, you got to be careful because the DLC files might be mismatched files. So you're going to have to kind of double check and see if you actually end up having those files. For example, Boise State having all those files, I don't think sounds right. So you just have to double check and see what it is. I use Arkansas State. I can tell you right now, if you replace Arkansas State, you get 2 helmets and you get 3 jerseys and pants. So I like that. That's enough for me. 2 helmets and 3 different jersey types is plenty for me. And you go ahead and you extract those helmet ones too. I've already done that. I'm not going to show that. So once you have all of those are all the files that you need. That's all you need as far as files are concerned, and you'll be set. So that has all your jersey files, has all your helmets. Oh, I guess you should include in here as well You need to have the Xbox field as well. But that's in the exact same spot as the in here as well. And I think it's just earlier on. So I think it's like 237 or something like that. So just go ahead and go take that file and you'll be set. 277 is for me. And you can always double check these to a certain degree as well, which is nice. So if you're never sure if you grab the right thing before you start modding, you can always double check in NOESIS, which is nice. It makes a big difference being able to double check like that. So you can take that file. For example, let's look at 237 just to give you an idea. We can go to that file. We can go to exports, and we can go to fields, and we can look at this AST file right here, and it will show me here that it's the field. But if you really cared, you could go to that file in NOESIS, and you could go to your exports file, and you could go to your fields, and you could potentially look at that if you wanted to. So, which is pretty badass, and double check those if you wanted to. So that's always an option as well. You're going to have to do that anyway. So since we opened up the field one, you are going to want to take this file. We need this file specifically because we're going to actually end up using it. So you're going to go in and you're going to extract this specific XPR file because we need this file as well. So go ahead, extract that, put it in the fields area, and then you can go in and do the same thing for the jerseys. And so you'll have to go into the jerseys and open up, for example, 1024, and it will be all your black jerseys. The only ones you need are going to be the, if I remember correctly, the black baked call one here at the bottom, jersey baked call color, the name. I'm sorry, you don't need the name. Jersey, this one, black name decal and black numbers decal. The only ones you have to have. Don't really see any reason why you need the RSF file for this. So there's only 3 that you need to grab from each of these. So then you would open up the next one and you go to 1025 and you would open up this one, you'd extract that one, you'd extract the name, and you'd extract the decal one. And then you'd move on to the next one. So then you go to pants, for example. And you could go to pants and open up 1939. And only one you really need for this one, I believe, is the call yet again. And you go ahead and take that one. Now for the helmets, same concept, except if you want to change the chin strap and or the face mask, you're going to need to take this RSF file as well. The color is going to be in there. I'm not going to show you how to do the chin strap and the face mask. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do it, but basically you're going to use a hex code and you're going to put in a hex code for the specific color that you want. It's not too hard to do, but I'm just not going to go over it. There's plenty of other things to cover in this tutorial. So go ahead and take this helmet and you'll be on your way. And do that for all the files. So when you're done, if you go here, I'm going to show you my complete one just so you guys have an idea. My original exports one. If I go to my jerseys, I originally took all of them because I didn't know which ones I needed. I put 1024, 1025, 1026 folders, but then I actually put what color I was going to be making them. And this is for the G12 network jersey. But basically I put in, okay, this is white, now it's going to be white. This was red, now it's going to be blue. This was black, this was going to be gray. I did one for gold and it actually didn't have it. Didn't have that extra file, which kind of sucked. So I didn't get to use my gold jerseys, which was a little bummer. But that's what I did. And inside each of these has all of those files that you could potentially need. So I have all of these and I can look at all of these. And again, if you're not sure what file you're supposed to be copying over, it's as simple as going to your folder, going to your jerseys, going to that specific one, looking at these names and be like, okay, that's that one. That's that norm one. Okay. And these are the numbers. Okay. Simple enough. And you are set, my friend. So it's that simple. So they look really weird here. Maybe that's not a great example to give you. Let's try this one. So that's what the collar, that's what it looks like originally. And again, that norm baked one, not that important. So just kind of keep that in mind as you kind of go through things. And again, those are all the original export ones. So that's all you have to do to export all of them. So go ahead and export all of them the way I just said. You're going to need to export all of them for every single jersey. You have to take out all those XPR files, and you should have a bunch of XPR files when you are done. Once you've extracted all that, so you should have all the jerseys, all the pants, all the helmets, all the fields, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Now the fun part. Now you get to customize and make your jerseys and all that fun stuff. So let me show you how I do that. Again, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this because A, I'm not very creative, and B, you guys can kind of figure this out on your own. Again, Glog Zero has a pretty good YouTube video of explaining a lot of the ins and outs of it. But I want to show you at least a little bit of how I do things. So you get in here. I use Photoshop. I think you can do it on paint.net. I think you can use it on GIMP. I know Photoshop it's what it's made for. But you get in here and then you can just start having fun. I mean, you can change colors of things. All the important stripes are here, which are basically end up being these stripes right here. These stripes right here don't matter, so don't worry about them. You can click on it, and then you'll have to like click on it again, and click on it again, and then boom, it pops up, and life is so great and fun. And then you could eventually start changing the color and things like that, depending on whatever one you wanted. So if I wanted, I don't really want to mess with this too much, but you could change it, and you could kind of go, you could change that color to, my opacity at 100, for example. I could change that to, whatever. So when I was done with that, and there's so many options, I just want to let you know, like, there's a lot of different stripe options, whatever you want to do. I mean, there's a lot of different stripes, so have fun with it, knock yourself out. But once you're done, you just literally exit all the way out, and it will show up. Keep on nesting. It will show up on there. So boom, big stripe down there. Yay, we're all happy. We have our big stripe on there. So that's cool. Those other sleeves, again, not very important. The Nike swoosh, it's a little trickier. Not that tricky, though. I mean, you could technically... I think you're technically supposed to do a blending option with this. And then you can go to color gradient. And you can kind of like change it that way. I don't like doing it that way. You can actually just fill it in, but that's besides the point. So you can do it that way. That's how you do the swoosh. The collar, obviously, not that hard to figure out how to do that. The one thing I want to show you is you can't, or not really show you, but you could if you really wanted to. Let me minimize or make this a little bit smaller. We'll minimize that. If you wanted to, minimize that. You could drop in your logo. So I'm going to drop in the Anchorage University logo. It's going to come to YouTube here shortly. I could theoretically drop this logo in, if I want this on my collar. And boom, it's on my collar now. So boom, I have my logo on my collar. So you can do that. You could put it on, theoretically, you could put it on your stripes if you wanted to. Just make sure that it's flipped the right way for both sides. But yeah, that's how you do that. And that's kind of all I want to show you on the jerseys. I mean, it's pretty simple. So I'm not going to go crazy into all that. I want to show you the pants as well. Pants are even simpler. Same thing. You can just change the color if you wanted to. Stripes, again, are in there. Swoosh is right there. But you can have a lot of fun with all this stuff. So the pants, again, are pretty simple. One thing I need to show you, and this goes for this as well, so I can show you on both. When you're done doing all your shenanigans, whether it's a uniform or a pants, the helmet, you don't need to save it to that. So maybe I should make a note of that real quick for this 1025. This is for jersey and pants only. So just keep that in mind. All you have to do, and this is very important though, when you save these, you want to save these as a TGA file. Targa. It's got to be saved as a Targa. That's just kind of how it is. call it whatever you want, save it whatever you want. And same thing for the jerseys. When you are done and you have all your jerseys, I save them as imports because yours what you are going to be importing. So if you go to here, I have one already done. So I'm gonna show you my Anchorage light blue ones. So these, I mean, it's not that crazy cool. It's pretty simple looking, but I like them. You got to save it as a TGA file. As you see, I can't edit this anymore because it's just a TGA file. But you need to double check your image size. It needs to be 1024 by 2048. I think it's originally 2048 by 4056, maybe. So make sure you've changed it to that side. If you don't, a game will not load when you go to edit your uniforms in the pre-game part. You've got to change it for both the jerseys and for the pants. I don't know if I have a pants done yet or not. Maybe I do. So again, you go to here and make sure that your image size 2048 by 1024. So they might be flip-flopped as far as width and height go for the pants, but still, I mean, it's not that complicated of a thing to figure out. I'll show you one more just to confirm. We'll go to imports here. We'll go to another uniform. This it's a little bit more messy here, but we'll go to blue jerseys or blue pants here. And again, I'll show you this one. 2048 by 1048 or 1024. So just make sure. I think that I swear they show up as 4050, 4096 maybe. I don't know what it is. Just make sure it's these for the pants and the other ones for the jerseys. So get that and you'll be good. You'll be set. So those are the pants. Those are the jerseys. Take your time. Have fun with it. Play around with it. You can't really mess it up. Just save as you go. That's how you do those. The next one I want to show you is how to properly do the helmets. There's a great template in here that I will be using. There's another stripe template that I put in there, but I haven't really used that one yet. Oh, that's a PNG, so that's not going to... It's actually going to be this file right here, and you can just hide that as you go. But it shows you kind of what you're looking at here. Basically, this is the stripe on the top of your helmet. And yeah, and you can just kind of have fun. So you can go to helmet and you can go to stripes or horns. They have the Michigan one on here, and you can just start adding them. I mean, add as many stripes as you want, change it. All those will show up on the helmet. You can add your logo to the middle. You have to put on both sides. I believe this is like the front. So this would be the back. So depending on, you'd probably want it facing in. But I don't actually know. You want them both facing the same way because this will be, yeah, I think you want to have them both facing the same way. I can double check if you guys want me to. I'll double check my old one real quick just to make sure. But basically, we'll look at this one, I guess. Maybe. Oh, I went to exports. Imports. I have them both facing the same. I think that's right. I think you want them both facing the same way. If not, whatever. Switch them around. But I'm pretty sure they both need to be facing the same way, or at least that's what I did. And it seemed to work out okay. But play around with it. Have fun. I think the helmets are kind of cool. The helmets, again, don't really have as... I guess I do have my helmet kind of flipped the wrong way. It would be weird if it was flipped the other way for my personal one. But you could technically mirror image it and have it facing the other way. I just didn't do it for mine, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. So you can have fun with all that. You can change the color right here. Again, you save it. You gotta save it. Again, I reiterate, you gotta save it as a TGA file. I save it as both because I want to work with both. But you got to use it as a TGA file in order to save it back into the game. I will show you the field. I am not the best at the field editing. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'll open it the same way. It's just so you guys know where it's at here. they have a lot of cool stuff on the field stuff too. Turf template, Rob's field template, all this kind of cool stuff. I don't know if you open this what it does. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, see, I don't. That's a DDS file. I don't really use DDS files. All we care about personally, all we care about is going to be this file right here, Photoshop version of it. It's a big one. But look, I mean, you can do a lot of different things. All your logos are in here. You can, let me show you an example of it real quick here. Conference logo, you can put on and off. You can put your own midfield logo. You can put your midfield logo in there, or just change OSUs if you wanted to. You could change the sideline boundaries or the colors of the sideline boundaries. The lines are kind of my favorite spot because you can do different yard numbers. So you can do like every down, you can do red zone. I mean, you can change what they look like, which I think is pretty badass. I kind of like those ones, to be honest with you. But you can do a lot of cool things there. You can have a big, bright goal line or not a big, bright goal line. Where you have dash marks, do you want the right hash marks over there? All sorts of things you can do there. The bench area I know can be tricky, but I know I've put logos on the bench area. So I know you can do that. You can also put the CFB logo on there if you want to. You can put your home logo over there if you wanted to in one of the end zones. This will be your home side, I believe. It's just over there. You can actually rotate this if you wanted as well. And then finally, kind of what people get crazy about, these two things. You can change the text here. There's actually additional text fonts here that you can use. Do whatever you want. Have fun with it. Knock yourself out. But you can literally just, please like. And then you can go over here, and then you go to Ohio State one. I'm sorry. You go to the top end zone, go to the bottom end zone, and you go, not that. That's not what I wanted. Please sub to my YouTube channel. And then you're good. And then you want to do the field. The field, I'm going to be honest with you, a little bit cooler as far as you can do different mow patterns. So you could do like lots of mow patterns, or just like some mow patterns, or just big mow, or no mow patterns, whatever. Or you could do also, I like the little diamond grass too. I think the diamond grass is cool. I think they got a couple different ones in here. You can do drag lines if you wanted. So, you just have fun with it. There's a lot of different little things you can do. Little things. Make it pretty fun. So, have fun with it. That's the bottom line. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. I don't know. The color, I honestly haven't 100% figured out. Know you can do it. Don't know why mine doesn't seem to like it. Maybe it's a channels thing. But I think it might be a channels thing. I'm honestly not 100% sure why. But it just does not seem to like when I try to do the color. But you can change the color, and I am not the person to figure it out. I think it might be a gradient. Can we undo that, please? Okay, that's not what I meant. I think if you just double click on it, there's got to be a way to change this gradient somehow, some way. But I don't know how. Color overlay changes to blue. I don't know. You can mess with it. someone wants to double check me on how I did that. I've done it before. I just don't know why I can't get it at the moment. And honestly, it's not worth the time at the moment to do. But yeah, you get it. So yeah, that's how you do all that. I'm not going to get hung up on all that. But that's how you kind of mess with it. Again, you want to save that. Oh, I should mention. Let me go back into this real quick. I should mention on the field, when you can leave the image alone when you save it. Still got to save it as whatever. But you want your image to be 10, 24, and 20. Yeah, 10, 24, and 20, I believe. Also, it will ask you like maybe. Thought it would ask me the bit size. You want to make sure your bit size is a little bit lower. So if it does ask you, let me see if I can get an example of it somewhere. And there's Glock zeros, by the way, which is cool. If it asks you for the bit size, see if I can get mine to show up here. G12. So there's a G12 network dynasty file. There we go. So this is the field I made. Image size 20. Oh, so it actually is 2048 by 4096, and the resolution is a 70 with 2, which I almost. Oh, because this isn't. This is the yeah. Okay, this is just that file. Okay, so if I went to the copy, this is what I actually wanted. 1024, 2048. The resolution is actually 72, which I'm kind of surprised is at 72 and it worked. I don't know what bit size, if it offers you a chance. I think you want to definitely take a lower. Let's see if it gives me the chance here. Yeah, I think you want to choose a 16 or a 24. You might get away with 24, but I think you might even want to go 16. So just kind of keep that in mind when you do it. So, all right. So that's that. So you've already now extracted. You've done the jerseys. Life is good. You've done the field. You do get the field to work. Don't do too bright or too dark of a field. Now the fun part, the unbundling and the bundling. This is the part where people don't like, why CFBR doesn't like doing Xbox. This is why. Because it's a pain in the ass. And I'm going to show you why it's a pain in the ass. But this is the most important part. You got to pay attention right here, right now, because this is what makes or breaks everything. I'm going to close that for now. I'm also going to close that for now. So what you have to do is basically you are going to unbundle your export files. And you are going to bundle them with your new TGA file. So you're going to start with your unbundler. And you are going to take anything you want to start with, really. We're going to start with, I don't know. Do I have this one right here? We'll just, we have the black one up. So we have this file. And we want this one right here. I can't open it. I know that. You want to copy it and you want to put it. You want to copy it and you want to paste it in here. So all you should have in this unbundler is your XPR file and your unbundler file. You're going to pick it up and you're going to drop it right in there, and it's going to throw up a bunch of crap to you. Only thing you care about is this RDF file right here. You're going to take that RDF file, copy it, go to your bundler, and drop it in your bundler file. So now all you have in your bundler file is your bundler and your RDF file. Now you're going to go to your imports, go to your new, I don't know, jersey you want, and you choose whatever. Choose your light blue, whatever, I don't care. Oh, not that. Don't choose that. Don't be dumb. Choose your TGA file. Has to be a TGA file. Stop it. So now all you have is your RDF and you have your light blue or whatever you have, your TGA file of your jersey. You're going to rename this STR name. Very important that you name it STR name. And all you're going to do is take this RDF file and you're going to drop it in your bundler file. It's going to do something weird like that for a second. And then it's going to drop off your brand new stinking file. It's an XPR file. Congratulations, you made an XPR file. Rename it whatever you want. This is just a test. I actually already have it. You're going to take that, this is just a test file, or whatever you want to call it. You're going to go over, and I put it in my processing because I'm done. You go to your jerseys and you put it here. I've already done this, but you paste, this is just a test right here. And then boom, you have it. You do that exact same, then you can delete it here. Delete that. Then you can go to your unbundler, delete that, and you start all over with the next one. So then you go back to your mod, and then you can go to your exports, and you can go to your pants this time, and you could go to your black file. You could take that call normal one, copy it, paste it, maybe, copy it, and paste it, drop it in there. Again, it will give you a bunch of crap. Don't need any of that stuff. Delete all that stuff. All you need is this RDF file. You go in here, you go to your bundler, you drop that in there, you go back to your imports, go to your pants, go to your file, come back, paste it. Again, rename it STR, and it's got to be capitalized just like that too. I want to reiterate that. And then drop it in the bundler, and it will spit out a new XPR file. And you can copy that. You can go back over to your processing, go to your pants, and drop it off. Boom, if you wanted to, and you have another one. It's always nice to double check, right? Before you do all this, you want to make sure it works. Go back to your NOESIS again. Go into NOESIS. It doesn't take that long to load it up. It's worth doing sometimes. Go ahead to your mod tools. Go to your processing file. Go to your jerseys. And then look. So this is the one I originally did. And look, it's beautiful. This is the one I just did. And it's the same one, so that's good. I've also put in the numbers here already for this. But that works the same way. The numbers, jerseys, pants, all that stuff works the same way. I can show the pants again here. And again, the pants are in there. And they're looking mighty fine, if you don't mind. And if this is wrong, if this doesn't work, you know why it didn't work. And you can go back and change. If for whatever reason, if you did like the pants, and the pants didn't work, like I can double check this if I wanted to. Like, okay, maybe those might actually be too big for some reason. Like maybe I messed that up. I actually not 100% sure. Maybe I did mess it up. But you know what? I do know that my processing for when I did the G12 was right. So I can go into here and I should be able to go and look at the different ones. Did I not put? Maybe I only put them in here. Go to my uniforms here. I can go to my, are there any XPR files? I don't know what I did with all my pants files. There's my pants files. Oh, look, they look similar. That looks good. I'm happy with it. So everything looks right. If you don't have a file there, you can obviously go back to your original exports. So I could go to my original jersey and I could go to my 1024 black and I could click on the one that has my, oh, not jersey, sorry. I want to go to pants. I could go to my gray pants. Okay, I can't preview that for some reason. Oh. Sorry. Go to my normal pants. And boom, there are my pants. So they look about right. So life is good. And that's how you double check everything. That's how you do everything. I'm going to show you one more time because this is literally the part that makes the biggest difference. So again, you are going to go into your mod tools. You're going to go to Unbundler. You're going to delete all this bologna and cheese. You are going to go to your, and we're going to now do it for the logos, and you're going to go to your imports, and you're going to take your logo. Boom, nice, beautiful logo. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm already thinking ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in my bundler, though, while I'm here. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to do this the right way. Go to your unbundler. Go to your desktop. Go to your mod, wherever you have your export files. Go to your logos. Get your XPR, number 6. Drop it in there, and it will give you all your crap. Delete all of it except for your RDF file. Copy that RDF file. Go to your bundler, drop it in there, go back, go to your imports, get your logo, drop it in, make sure that you change the name, STR name, just like we've been doing this whole time. Pick it up, boom, drop it in. It will give you that new beautiful file. You'll take that XPR file, you'll go ahead and drop it in your new processing. I've already done that. And you'll be good to go. Now, your little logo or your big logo and your little logo, you still need, and this is important, you still need to unbundle the other one. So if I was doing that little logo, I would still come here, get rid of all this shenanigans. I would still come here, go to exports, go to logos, take this big logo and drop that sucker in and do the exact same thing yet again. You gotta do that. I know it's like, oh, it's the same thing. Why should it does matter. Go in here. Now the nice thing is you don't have to change this one, so you could actually leave that one the same for this, and you could drop that. You could drop that in right there, and that gives you your new 346 one, and you could be able to put that in your processing as well if you haven't already. So that's how you use the bundler unbundler. It looks awful at first, but it's really not that bad. You guys will get a hang of it in no time. Now is the time. Let me just go back to my notes here, see where we're at here. You got through all that. You're in the home stretch. Life is good for you. I promise you, you're almost done with all this. I mean, we've now made all this. We've made all that. We've bundled, unbundled. The only thing to do now is make your scoreboard name and your color for your team, and then literally make your team in the EADB editor. So let's go to the scoreboard and name stuff. In order to do the scoreboard and name stuff, you're going to go back to your AST editor. You're going to open up that 207 file that I had you download at the very beginning. If you hadn't downloaded it because you were lazy or you just want to do one thing at a time, I get it. You want to go back to your 207 file. I don't even know where mine would have been. Go back and get your 207 file from FE2IG. I want to say mine or I don't know where mine is, to be honest with you. I have no idea where mine is. Updated files, probably. Here's the 207 file. Open that puppy up. Go to 19. Extract that. Open up 19. I actually have 19 here. Open up your 19 file. Go all the way down to 65 and extract that file. You're going to want that file. Put that wherever you want. Again, you're going to need it later, so know where you put it. Then you are going to open up this hex coded template. This will be helpful for you. This should help you. I kind of just made this real quick to make your life easier and my life easier. You're going to go to hex editor. You're going to open up this hex editor. New weird thing, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to make you piss your pants when you first see it. You're like, oh God, this is over my head. It's not bad. I believe in you. You can do it. I told you it looks ugly. It's scary. It's terrifying. It's not that bad. We can get through this together. I promise you. Let's start the simple. So once you get in here, it's crazy. Everything looks nuts. All you have to do is you're going to go ahead and search. Make sure it's by hex values. You're just going to put in this number right here. And this is going to be your first number in your sequence. And this is your first team. So this is going to be Air Force's numbers right here. Their primary colors is 00 or 004F9C. They're in order. So you can go, and Arkansas State is the 7th team. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. So this is 002649. If I go in here and look, 002649, that means it's dark blue. That's awesome how that works that way. That is how you change it. It's that simple. So if, let me see if I can find out where I was just at before I lost myself. I can also just search. I was up here. I can just search by this number as well. Make sure you put your spaces, otherwise you will not find it. And there it is. So if I wanted to change that, if I wanted to change it to light blue, I would literally put these numbers in for those numbers. Make sure you put your spaces, whatever. Make sure it looks nice. Don't worry about what this crap comes out to. Just make sure this is the right number, and that will change its primary color. Now for the next color, so here's your 002649. You follow this until you get to your B700. B700. Then your next 6 are going to be your light or your secondary color. As you see, I have that in there at light blue, and that will be your second 2. That's your secondary. That's all you have to do for the color. That's it. Just your hexadecimal number for your color. Whatever color you have, it's that simple. First one is after your 29B700, so these 6 right here. The next one's after the next B700. That's it. That's all you have to do. So just know your color hexadecimal number, and you just put in those first 6 digits, and you're good. Your life is good. To do the name, scroll all the way down. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Did I pass it? Nope, not yet. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. You could also put in like Alabama if you wanted to. I do want to say, if you don't want to go through and search 56 times, there is this formula here. I haven't fact checked it yet, but it's there if you want to try it. Okay, here are all the names for the scoreboard. Here's Anchorage U. I already put that in. Whenever you're replacing us, you can only put in the same amount of letters or less than whatever your team is. I would recommend trying to use the exact same amount, but just put in whatever you've got to put in. So if I wanted this to be Jackson State, I can put in J-A-C-K. And you see how it literally copied right over it, and it turned red what I just copied over. It will automatically like type over shit for you. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you backspace, you don't get those back. So just keep that in mind. If you would save it, the red would go away and you'd be done. That's all you have to do. If you have like less digits than what you wanted, so like if I just wanted this to be, I don't know, App State, I could just then put not a space, sorry. You could just put a period and you'd be done. You'd be good. Life is good and you're done. Don't put more than what is there. It'll mess up the game. You would save this, and then you would be good with that file. No, I did not want to keep that. And then that's it. And again, all the school's orders are right there. So have fun with that. That's it as far as most of the stuff that we've been doing. I mean, that's it. Now the fun part of importing it back in, it's really simple. It's not that difficult to do. I will show you how to import right now. So you have all your files in your processing. It would look nice, and like I'll show you a completed one if it makes you feel better. Let me show you my processing here. It's a mess, but basically it's still broken down by jerseys. Now, here's the fun part and how I would recommend you do things. When you open up your AST editor, if you're gonna have to open up again by specific file. So I would go to your exports. You're gonna have to do it by basically jersey by jersey or like file by file. So you'll have to open up black, or not suck is what you need to do first. Open up the actual file first. So I would go to my, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I would do. You go here, go to your exports, go to your jerseys. Black is 1024. I would click on it, and here's all my black stuff. All you have to do, replace. Then go to your mod tools, go to your processing, go to your jerseys, go to your blacks, drop in your new jersey. Boom, Anchorage light blue, click on it, boom, put it in. Same thing for the numbers decal, replace, numbers. Name, replace, name. All that stuff is really simple. For the names and numbers, make sure that background stays transparent, by the way. Once this is done, hit File, Save As. You want to go back. I like putting it back in my exports. I would literally go to my jerseys. Oh, not bad example again. Hold on. Wrong one. Go back to my actual jerseys here and go to my exports, go to my jerseys. See how I would save as 1024, and then I would rewrite this, and I would put, try number 2 and see if that works until I get it right. And then it will save my copy and it will save my actual one. And then you hit save, and then you're done. Do that individually for all of them. Now, once you do it once, this is such an important part, everybody. You've saved it. Life is good. You have to close out of AST Editor. It sucks. It's not fun. You have to close out of AST Editor every time you finish a save on an import for like one file. Then you go and you do the next one, and whatever the next one would be, and then you'd be good. So once you've got all of like the jersey ones in there, so if you go to you go to your jerseys and all of your export files are done. You have your new field in there. You have all this in here. All of the jersey files are done. 1024 10 for FE2IG. Then you go and you open up your original FE2IG. So I'd open this puppy up, and it takes a second. But then, once and only then would I open this puppy up, go all the way to 1024, for example. And I don't think I've done this yet, so I'm actually going to do this. Go to 1024, replace the entire file. But the best part is now that you have this save up, instead of doing it all the way through one time, you can then go here, go to jerseys, update 1024, sweet, go all the way to 1938 for whatever the next one is. Replace. Go to pants. 1938 updated. Boom. Drop that in. And I think that's all I've done, actually. I haven't done helmets or field yet. Then you can go to save as, and you can go back to whatever. I like putting them all in their own file. I can do Anchorage U scoreboard, and then I can do, like, I don't know. What did I have? Light blue. Unis done. And boom, I can save it. And now your FE2IG file is done. You would now do the exact same thing for your interface files for your logo. So you go all the way down here, find your original 122, open that puppy up, replace your logo for your number 6, replace your logo at 346 or wherever yours is at, right here. Replace both of those. You then, boom, save as. You go all the way down. As you see, I have a bunch of 122 copies, Anchorage copy, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of copies of that. Save it. Close. But again, no. Close out when you're done. Open it up. Then you can go to your actual interface file yet again. Maybe. And then you would be able to then plug in 122 right there. Boom, save, done. And all your files are good to go. Then you just literally take those files from your desktop or wherever the hell you have them at, and you put them onto your new USB as if when you first got CFP revamped. Make sure you change their names back to what they originally were. So like if you have your whatever, this file, you need to change this back to QKLFE2IG with nothing else after it. I don't think you can have anything after it. You might, I know you can't have anything before it. You might be allowed to have stuff after it. I don't like messing with it. I always put it back into the USB drive. Don't let there be duplicates of it. You can just replace it. Whatever you want to do, get that in there on your USB drive for your FE2IG. Make sure it's in there for your interface. And you're set to go with your custom team. Now, your name and stuff isn't going to be right. And that's the last thing I have to show you. So if you're this far, congratulations. You're almost done. I promise you. Go to your EADB editor. This is actually version 1. I prefer it. I don't know why. That's just how it is. I like it a little bit more. You're going to go in here, go to all here, and you're going to want to get this roster configuration right here. This is where you can do anything you want in the game. If you haven't messed with this before, you got to mess with it. It's super fun. Maybe I'm just a nerd, but I really enjoy it. go get yourself the roster from wherever the heck CFB Revamp puts their rosters. Truthfully, I don't even know where I put half the stuff. I don't even know where most of these rosters are, if there are any. Let me go to all here. I don't even know where the rosters would be. I want to go in here. I'm assuming I want one of these. Yeah, look how many rosters I have. I mean, just an insane, stupid amount of rosters. Let's just go ahead and open up 2020 because I really truthfully don't know what I'm looking at here. We're going to open up 2020. It does take a second, but guys, you're almost finished. Again, if you want to know a lot more about this, there's other YouTube videos out there for the stadium-specific stuff. I highly recommend Goonmaster. He showed how to do some stadium stuff on there. And look, boom, has all your teams. Everything's great. You would want to replace this team name with whatever, your team long name. All this stuff needs to be changed. Your rivalry, you know, all that stuff can be changed. Make sure you save it as you go. You can lower your academics. You can lower your champion. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this because it's so much fun stuff to do. Change how many wins you've ever had. Change all that stuff. Have a blast. Knock yourself. Change out your attendance. All that stuff. What I want to show you, what is important though, and what you cannot lose focus on, is this right here. This is your red, green, blue primary colors, so make sure to put that in. This is your secondary colors, so make sure to put those in. That's the same colors you've been using for everything else. You've got to do this in order for all your colors to be right in the game. Like your shoes and your menu colors, all that stuff has to be in there for that to work. You also want to make sure this, I believe it's on here. UDBC needs to actually be at 1, I believe. I don't know why, but I believe that's what Goonmaster says to do, and I don't remember why to do that, but I think you're just supposed to go ahead and do that for some reason. Go to stadiums now. Go find whatever stadium is your stadium that you care about. I think we care about, I don't know, what stadium do we care about here? Liberty Bowl? No, I don't know. Arkansas? Is it something Liberty? I swear it's something. Liberty, no, Liberty Bowl again. Liberty Bank, boom. This is the one we want. So, obviously you can change the name of it. Boom. Change the name, stadium. Once you save it, it will change. It will update this little tab for you. Change the state, change the city, all that fun stuff. There are a couple things that I want to show you. Number one, let's say you want to keep everything, but you want to change the actual stadium. So if I wanted to take, I don't know what a good one would be. Some of them are in here are really badass. Like if I wanted the Kibby Dome, I could take the Kibby Dome. If I wanted high school Midwest small, I would take that. If I want high school Northwest small, I just copy that. I go all the way up back to my Arkansas one right here, wherever it is, and I would paste that in there. Boom. And now that stadium is going to be updated for that. On top of that, there's a couple of things I want to show you. SGPT is goalpost, and again, he goes through all these in detail, like what they look like. So I highly recommend you check those out if you haven't already. Same with SBST. That's like different balls. Like they have like white stripes on the ball, like all that stuff. Definitely check that out as well. I don't think the UDBC is in here as well. Yeah, I don't think it is. There is another one that I don't think he, for whatever reason, I don't know if I was just an idiot and didn't cover it. Let's do it by STRY real quick. I want to say the STRY is like neutral site ones. Yeah, they look like they're neutral site-ish ones. Yeah, a lot of the bowl games. So you want to make sure that your stadium isn't one of those. I think you want that number, whatever number we just chose and changed to. I think you want that number at 0. So make sure that number's at 0. Otherwise, you might have a neutral site like fan in attendance thing, which would mess everything up. That's all I really have, guys. So let me close out of that. Make sure you save it and you get it back in. You got to use Modio to do that. Again, I'm not going to cover that. There's a lot of things to cover in this thing. I'm not going to go deep into it. There is There is a way to do and change the phrases of things on the pregame stuff. It's another editor. I'll have to show that some other time because I actually haven't figured that out myself yet. Again, not that important to the actual game. But yeah, that's how you do everything in there. Guys, if you have questions, well, first off, make sure you like and subscribe if you made it this far. I appreciate that. Questions, hit the Discord up in the bio. I'll help you as fast as I can. Hopefully I was slow enough. Let me know if you guys have questions or concerns. The biggest things to remember, make sure you look at your files on Oasis. Please, 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 if you're looking for files and you find files, put them in that Google Drive. That just helps everybody. Help me help you. Make sure your 1024 or whatever, or your 2048, make sure you just divide it by 2, whatever the original one is for your jerseys and pants. When you're unbundling and bundling, make sure you change that name to STR name. Make sure you use that RDF file. When you import, if you change the save, if you're upload multiple things to the first save, that's fine. But as soon as you save it, you've got to close out and open it up again in order to import new stuff. Hex code stuff is pretty simple, explanatory, and then all that stuff right there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Until next time, catch y'all later. Bye.